From the former pit towns of the Welsh valleys to the biggest steelworks in Britain. Many traditional industries in Wales are under threat. So what is it like for the people of Wales who rely on state support?
I can't predict what's going to happen, but all I'm worried about is losing my home.
Tonight, we meet the mother who says looking after her children full-time is more important than working.
Children are lovely, but they're a full-time job. Children are a full-time job. I don't care what anyone says.
The woman from the valleys who needs round-the-clock medication to stay alive.
It certainly would make life easier if I didn't work.
And could be facing major surgery.
If my heart is too damaged, then I will need a heart and lung transplant.
And the mother of 5 in Rhyl, who's getting used to life on benefits as a single parent. And says she's having to cut back on luxuries.
I need a cleaner. It's because I suffer with back pain.
The seaside town of Rhyl in North Wales is home to 31-year-old Rachel, who has 5 kids by 5 different dads. She first moved here from Norfolk 3 years ago, but now she's getting used to life as a single mum after recently splitting up with the father of her youngest.
We don't need another CD here. Yeah, we can't have it on. We can't have it on. I liked it when I first came down. It was quite nice. But the more time's going on, there's a lot of people who are struggling to work because there's not enough jobs or anything for people. Like, a lot of the shops are all closing down because the rent round Rhyl is quite expensive as well. If you go into town, they've lost quite a lot of businesses.
Rachel's been on sickness benefits due to depression for the last 3 years. But when her partner moved out, her benefits were cut.
Obviously, I was on ESA with my partner. It was a joint claim. Now it's got to a single claim. I get £159 a fortnight for myself. And then I was getting PIP, which was £420 a month. But obviously that's been cut down completely. I'm not entitled to it when they come and done my assessment.
New benefits rules means that Rachel no longer qualifies for PIP or personal independence payments. And she's lost almost all of her housing benefit at the same time as the rent going up. It's a devastating triple whammy.
They've capped my housing benefit because they're saying I get more than I should be entitled to. I've received a letter saying that my landlord will receive £2 a month. The rent on this place is £595 a month, which housing benefit was paying for it. But now I've got to find the rent myself. And basically the money I receive for child benefit, child tax credits and ESA should be enough to pay for my own rent.
In total, Rachel says her benefits have been cut from around £31,000 a year down to £20,000, and it's hitting the whole family.
It's affected me quite a bit because obviously I'm used to taking my kids out for days out, but it's very hard now. I have to limit it. I would like to go get a job, but it's my anxiety and my depression. And working under pressure, I kind of struggle with. I can't predict what's going to happen, but all I'm worried about is losing my home.
Port Talbot, South Wales, home to the UK's largest steelworks. While unemployment levels here are around average, the constant threat of the steelworks closing means that many of the town's residents fear a life on the dole. 47-year-old Dawn understands the importance of this big local employer to the townsfolk.
But you've got the steelworks, and there's no... I know it's been in the news a lot about the steelworks, but to be honest, They keep finding money to keep it open. I think if it did close, I think it'd kill Paul Talbot, to be honest. You gonna give in yet?
But as a single mum, finding a job is low on Dawn's list of priorities.
I won.
Cheat.
How?
Cheat.
How?
Because you won.
I'm not cheat.
She's spent most of the last 30 years bringing up her 5 kids and is currently on benefits.
No, I didn't think I was going to ever live in the benefit system. I thought I'd have a good job, good home, good husband, good family. But it happens that I'm on the benefit system. And one day I'll get out of it. One day. Old lady.
Well, I could be a 6 foot. You never know.
No, because your dad's a short ass. When I get an old lady, yeah, old people shrink. So I'm going to go down like that. Yes! What do you mean, yes?
I will be
I'm going to be
you.
your typical old lady.
Money.
Dawn says being a stay-at-home mum is more important than going out to work.
Yeah. Other people might look at me and condemn me and say, you lazy so-and-so for not wanting to go to work and support your children. At the moment, it's not practical for me to get a job. Children are a full-time job. I don't care what anyone says.
Dawn had her 3 eldest children in her early 20s, but when her marriage broke down, she moved to South Wales to be closer to her family.
Moved down here 15 years ago from Buckinghamshire. This is home to me now. I find the life down here a lot less stressful. 2 more pages, please.
After relocating to Wales, she also decided to have 2 more children, 10-year-old Lizzie
From what I can tell,
and 8-year-old Megan.
Mum's been going around town to get people to stop using their phones and electronic gadgets.
Can't see you doing that.
Some people complain that all this technology has made it soft. That was a total game changer.
Leave it there. Well done. I found myself on benefits after my marriage broke down, and then I got with Elizabeth and Megan's father, and then when that split up, I'm back on benefits and relying on them.
Dawn currently claims £21,000 a year, including sickness benefits for depression.
You can survive on benefits. There is no reason for people not to have money while on benefits, none at all. That's the point, can you both stretch?
But Dawn doesn't want the fact that she's on benefits to stop her giving her kids the best opportunities in life.
Push it up to her head, not till she says, whoa, the other leg.
Megan and Lizzie love dancing and singing.
Human body's not designed to stretch like that, but they kind of do it.
Dawn spends around £30 a week, taking them to various classes.
You need to polish it up, sit down now, get your breath back. They go dancing Tuesday, Wednesday, Saturday, they go to musical theatre. It's all money, but the money I use for them is their money, like their child benefit, because that's what it's for, really, to make things comfortable for them. They don't have lots of things, but they do something they enjoy. So as long as the kids are happy, I'm happy.
For Dawn, time with her girls is her top priority. A full-time job would mean not being there when they get home from school.
I'm on my own with the children, so somebody's got to be here for those children. Because, yeah, we can go to childminders, but I don't trust childminders. A child needs its parents home with it constantly. Well done.
Tony Pandy in the Rhondda Valley. The area used to be famed for its coal mines, but the last working pit closed down here 26 years ago. Today, the town is home to 42-year-old Claire, who suffers from a life-threatening lung condition, which means she quickly gets out of breath.
My condition is called idiopathic pulmonary arterial hypertension, or PH for short.
To keep herself alive, Claire has to spend up to 16 hours a day hooked up to an oxygen tank.
I can't breathe, basically. I can walk for short distances on the flat, but as soon as a hill is involved, then it really restricts how I can walk. I get very breathless, I get very tired.
Despite the seriousness of her condition, the only benefits Claire claims are her £300 a month personal independence payment. She's determined not to be a burden on the system and works part-time as a self-employed piano tuner, a job she loves.
I trained for 3 years to learn how to tune a piano, and I've been doing it for 24 years now, so it's just a case of knowing.
As well as her career, Claire's also determined to hold on to the 3-bedroom house she owns, even if that means forgoing some of the benefits she would be entitled to.
I probably would have an easier life if I rented somewhere. I would be able to claim housing benefits and I probably wouldn't have to work, but I choose to work, I choose to pay a mortgage, I choose to be independent. So yes, it certainly would make life easier if I didn't work.
Coming up, Dawn's got big dreams for her girls.
The money that I use is the child benefit, and I think it's money well worth spent, and it's their money.
Vital benefits help keep Claire moving.
I get about £300 a month, which helps enormously with the running of my car.
And Rachel's having to cut back.
I used to get somebody to come in and help me clean up just a couple hours a week.
In Port Talbot, South Wales, single mum Dawn hasn't worked for the last 13 years, and she spent the last 4 on benefits.
All right, I'm not arguing. I'm not arguing with you tonight. Megan's got one of her bad moods on.
She says her priority is to be at home for her 2 girls,
Look at that, do. Coat.
rather than out at work.
If I had to go to work and I'm working late at night because we're a single family, then the children will get what they get. They wouldn't get my company because I'd be too tired coming home from work, and they wouldn't get the one-to-one that they do get now.
Dawn doesn't want the fact that she's on benefits to cause Lizzie and Megan to miss out on after-school activities.
Yeah. Tuesday, they do street. On a Wednesday, they do ballet, contemporary, jazz and tap. What, babes?
Tonight, Dawn and the girls have come to a local church hall for a private singing and dancing class.
5, 6, 7, and 1, 2, 3, 4.
Tutor Ellie thinks the girls have lots of potential, so she's offered to give them some free lessons.
Roll. Turn. Head. Run. Hey. Okay.
Classes are expensive, but this one's a free one. But the rest of them are covered by the child benefit. They've got one other dance class, which is £15. That's £30 each, and then they both go dancing to gymnastics, which is £8 a week. I think it's money well worth spent, and it's their money.
10-year-old Lizzie regularly enters singing competitions, so Ellie's helping her improve her vocal technique.
And again, try.
I think Lizzie wants to sing and dance, and I'll support her, but then I'll support her if she wanted to sweep the roads.
Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3, go.
Dawn hopes the time and money she spends on her girls will help them reach their full potential and have better opportunities than she had.
Job situation in Port Talbot, you've got steelworks if you're a man. You've got shelf filling. I hope they go further afield and they find a decent job so they don't have to end up on the benefit system. I really hope, because there's nothing here in Port Talbot, really.
While Dawn moved to Wales hoping for a better future, 42-year-old Claire has lived her whole life in the valleys. Her lung condition means she has to take a daily cocktail of medication. Just 1 month's supply takes up a whole cupboard in her living room.
I'm just unpacking my month's supply of medication deliveries and all the ancillaries that go with it. I can just about fit a month's worth in this cabinet.
For Claire, walking to the shops can leave her severely short of breath.
I've run out of cat food and I need a loaf of bread, so I'm just popping up to the shop.
The only benefit, she claims, are personal independence payments, which she uses to pay for her car.
Personal independence payment is a benefit designed to help with the extra cost of living with a serious health condition. And I get about £300 a month, which helps enormously with the running of my car to the school I went to when I was a kid. Right, I better go and get Lily some cat food or she'll be hungry tomorrow. I try to do most of my weekly shop in one go, but it's essential that I have the car just for the odd bits that I run out of to pop up to the local shop.
Back at home, even getting up to the front door is a big effort.
My path has a good bit of a slope on it, so I usually have to stop 2 or 3 times on my way up just to get my breath back. Her name's Lily, but she only answers to Puss. And these are her favourite.
Claire lives alone with her faithful cat, Lily. But she does have a long-term partner, 62-year-old retiree Malcolm, who lives a 2-minute walk away.
I pop down, have a cup of tea, make sure she's okay, have a chat.
When they want to see each other, because of Claire's condition, he usually comes round to hers.
He tends to come and see me more. Firstly, because I have difficulty walking up the hill to his house. Secondly, if I go to his house, I criticise because he hasn't dusted and things like that.
Malcolm visits Claire every day for a cup of tea or his dinner.
Feeling today?
Not too bad. Tea?
Yes. My breath back a minute.
Malcolm also suffers from a serious lung condition, chronic obstructive pulmonary disease.
So the doctor tells me I've got a sort of lung function. I'm about 120 years old, so yeah, I find it very difficult around here.
But despite being a couple for over 20 years, Claire and Malcolm don't have any plans to move in together.
We don't live together because that just works for us. We're happy that way. We're both independent people.
Back in Rhyl, mum of 5 Rachel is adjusting to life as a single parent after recently separating from the father of her youngest son.
That's what I said to you. I was with Ethan's dad nearly 3 years, and then we kind of split up. So I did have help there as well. So one of us would do whatever we need, and then the other would do whatever needed.
After losing £11,000 a year in benefits, she's had to get rid of her cleaner and she's struggling to keep on top of the housework.
I used to get somebody to come in and help me clean up just a couple hours a week, mainly in the evening when the kids were in bed as well.
or when they were in nursery or school for the whole day.
Rachel's depression means she no longer qualifies for personal independence payments, but she's decided to appeal the decision by the Benefits Office.
You know, I need a cleaner. It's because I suffer from my back pain as well, and also my mental health. It's just sometimes having the motivation to do it. I know what I need to do, but it's just doing it because my depression and anxiety is taking over.
In Port Talbot, for Dawn, it's Benefits Day.
I'm not making tea, sugar, bread.
She's off to do her weekly big shop, but it's a 15-minute walk to the supermarket.
I've got my shopping list now. I've got a certain budget that I want to keep to. Anything on offer I might pick up, so it'll be better that way. But I know what I need within a little. So I'm going to pick up some chocolate today to make some chocolate Krispies with Litlam for her school friends on Friday, because they're breaking up for half term.
After 4 years on benefits, she's become an expert at sticking to her budget.
Right, I've got everything that'll do us for a week. All fresh veg, vegetables, fruit, bread, everything for the kids, and I've spent just under £60.
With a trolley full of bags, Dawn has to budget a few extra quid for a taxi home.
Thanks a lot. Cheers, love.
The girls are back from school, and that means time together as a family.
Give it a good mix.
Dawn's helping Lizzie make chocolate cakes to share with her classmates.
See, if I was working or something like this, she wouldn't get any of this quality time, because by the time I come home from work, I'd be too tired. Watch this. Watch, bit like that. Carry on.
For Dawn, her kids always come first.
If I'm working every hour God sends just to support us financially, to live even, they're going to end up broken kids. I need to be here for them, to give them the support, give them the love and the guidance. Yeah, I'm on benefits, but it's the only way I can do it.
Coming up, Dawn enters daughter Lizzie into a talent show.
Please give Elizabeth a massive round of applause.
Claire's travelling to Bristol for a vital hospital appointment.
It will come to a point where they can't keep giving me drugs.
And Rachel's worried she could soon be out on the street.
Potentially I could be made homeless if I can't find the money myself to pay my rent.
In Port Talbot, South Wales, Dawn has been on benefits for 4 years. As a single mum, she dotes on her children. She doesn't want her 2 youngest girls to miss out on anything. So she spends their child benefit on singing and dancing lessons.
I'm a monkey's uncle.
Who's the monkey?
You.
Who's the uncle?
3 months ago, Dawn's 18-year-old daughter Katie left home, which hit her hard. She's now claiming sickness benefits for depression.
She had to go because she wanted to be independent. But to me, it felt I was useless. I was lost. I was really lost. I was heartbroken.
As a child, Katie was a talented singer and won a big local talent contest. Now Dawn's hoping 10-year-old Lizzie will follow in her big sister's footsteps.
It was a case of, Katie can do it, I can do it.
Lizzie has reached the semi-finals of a national talent competition, and the big day is coming up in a few weeks' time.
Baby, I'm cool, by the way.
Lizzie's decided on what she thinks is the perfect song. But Dawn's not sure about the risque lyrics.
I hope you're getting better sex. Forget that part, I'm over it.
That word.
I know.
That one, there's only sex in it once, so it's not too bad, where some are really more explicit. So I can have a think about it. Go get a drink. You did well.
Where's my hot chocolate?
I forgot to make it. Sorry, babes.
I'll make it
Well done. Give it here. It's not good for your vocals, you know.
I don't care.
In Rhyl, after an £11,000 a year cut in her benefits, Rachel is worried about getting into rent arrears and being evicted.
You lay down.
But she's decided she still wants to brighten up the house, starting with the kids' bedrooms.
With the furniture, I managed to chuck down the stairs because it is quite heavy. Chucked it downstairs, it's broken into pieces, and then I've placed it outside the front with my kids' help.
Rachel's also bought some new curtains. To save cash, she's fitting them herself.
Me and DIY stuff really don't mix. I struggle with that. I'm trying to still make it into our home, which it's slowly going, which I know it's not going to work straight over 1 or 2 nights or even a week. It's just going to take time. That's better.
As a single mum, Rachel has to fit sprucing up the house around looking after the kids. Once dinner's served,
Eat your dinner, Mummy's going to sit and have hers.
and the children are all tucked up in bed,
Tyler, out of underneath your bed now.
she can finally get back to the DIY.
If I try to do it when the kids are awake, it's a nightmare. They want help and they will get paint everywhere. I try to do it when they're either in bed or when they're at nursery and school.
Rachel's managed to decorate all 3 bedrooms for 150 quid.
I've used my ESA to pay for the paints. A tub of paint is £12.
But all the hard work and money might be for nothing if she can't pay the rent and she gets evicted.
I'm worried about it in case it does happen, but at the same time everyone's telling me to try and be positive, and that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to do it so my kids know that things are fine, but they're not worried or upset because I'm upset.
In South Wales, 42-year-old Claire's lung condition means she might eventually need a double transplant. This could mean giving up work and living entirely on benefits. Today, she and partner Malcolm have crossed the Severn Bridge into England for an appointment at Bristol's Heart Institute.
I come to Bristol every 6 months. I go to London once a year, unless I'm taking part in a clinical trial. Then it can be as much as 4 or 5 times a year. At least once a month I'm in a hospital somewhere in the country.
Claire currently relies on a cocktail of medication to manage her condition.
As the condition progresses, then they keep adding drugs to keep me stable. I know that it will come to a point where they can't keep giving me drugs.
Good. So about 2 hours.
Okay, thank you very much. Hello.
Hello, my name's Courtney. I'm a student nurse. I'll be taking doing a walk test today.
Today's appointment is to establish whether her medication is still working or whether her need for a transplant has got more urgent. She has to undergo a series of tests to check how well her lungs are working.
Which is really well, though.
How many did I do?
12.
It's an anxious wait for the results from her consultant, leading cardiologist Professor Tuller.
Good, good. Well, your walk test was very good. You did very well. You got 369, your oxygen levels down to 88, so that's, you obviously you worked quite hard, you tried quite hard to do your walk, but we'd like to see you again quite soon to make sure that you're okay with the new medication and just check up on the blood test.
I think it's every 3 months.
The good news is for now Claire doesn't need transplant surgery, but her long-term outlook is still uncertain.
Despite our best treatment, we can't cure this condition. It's just holding it with these very expensive drugs.
But for Claire, today's news is a relief.
No major changes for the near future. I'll just carry on as normal. Get back to work, doing what I do.
In Rhyl, Rachel's been told by the Benefits Office her depression doesn't qualify her for personal independence payments, but she's decided to appeal. Today, she and cousin Natasha are going for some advice.
I'm offered to the Benefit Advice Shop to see if they can help me with my PIP and a form to do with my housing benefit, to see what help I can actually get with my rent. Well, I need to home for myself and for my children and try and get it sorted, because if not, it's going to bring me more anxiety and it won't help with my mood either. And then I just keep wondering if I've got a home to live in or not.
Rachel's arrived early, but not early enough to avoid the queue.
It's the Benefit Advice Shop's not open until 9:30, so I've got to wait in the queue. As soon as I go in, I'm hoping that I can get something sorted with my claim.
Once the doors open, Rachel heads in. But after nearly an hour's wait, it's not the news she was hoping for.
Basically, to do with the housing benefit cap, there's nothing they could do, so potentially I could be made homeless if I can't find the money myself to pay my rent.
Once back at home, there's no time to waste, so Rachel gets on with the appeal process.
The PIP could take at least 3 to 6 months, but in the meantime, I still need to find my rent.
But the time it takes to process her case could mean Rachel ends up losing her home.
I'm a bit worried in case I can't find the rent money, because then that would leave my landlord no option to serve a notice on me to leave this property. I don't think it's fair at all.
In Port Talbot, it's a big day for 10-year-old Lizzie. She's entered a national talent show, and today it's the semi-final. But Dawn's decided she's not happy with her daughter's risque song choice.
Not high.
Are you going to cry?
No, I'm not going to cry. Come on.
Really?
So at the last minute, they've had to find a new track.
Elizabeth's been practicing this song for 2 days because we changed her mind. Well, I made her change her mind. 2 days is a lot of hard work that she's put it in, and I'm proud of her. 1 shots, 1 tights.
It's not 1 tights, it's a pair of tights.
All right, pair
To
of
give her
tights.
the best shot, Dawn's bought Lizzie a new stage outfit for the occasion.
You're not wearing makeup tonight?
No, fine, I'll do yours then.
No,
As long as I can do yours.
Upstairs, please.
Fine, yeah, I'm doing yours.
Go on then. Yeah.
The venue for tonight's talent show is a hotel in Llanelli. And the competition is tough. As the other acts perform their routines, it's a chance for Dawn and Lizzie to see who they're up against. And the last-minute nerves are kicking in.
Why are you worried?
Why am I going to itch your neck? Itch your feet.
You'll be fine. Stop it.
Doesn't sell me Savlon cream.
You're not going on stage with Savlon all over your neck.
Lizzie's big moment has arrived, but she's only had 2 days to rehearse her new song.
She's from Talbot, singing a song which was a huge hit for Neil Reid, Mother of Mine. Please give Elizabeth a massive round of applause. Did it, Mark Cariad?
Lizzie's giving it everything she's got. Dawn's hoping it's enough to impress the judges.
But you were nervous, is that right? How nervous were you?
A lot.
Lots of nervous. You had no need to be lots of nervous, because you were lots of good, to be honest with you. I thought you were good. Who's going to take this on?
But it's what the judges think that counts.
Harriet, I think you got absolutely stunning little voice. You were so sweet. You stood on our stage performing, and what I think is really important is you picked something that's meaningful to you. I thought you'd done a lovely job. Well done, sweetheart.
Elizabeth, take a bow, give everybody a big smile, give a wave, and off you go. Well done, Harriet. Not that way. Where you going? Come this way. Spin around. I don't know where I'm going, man. Well done.
Lizzie's had great comments from the judges, but Mum Dawn's more critical.
What happened to that note? Just lost it. You did well, though, to recover. Extremely proud of her. I think she did really well. She hit that bum note, but it couldn't be helped, could it?
No. Anyway, everyone does it, isn't it, Mum?
Yeah, everyone does it.
Mistakes are proof that you're trying.
Yeah, that's your
This
answer.
is up on a poster in school.
Lizzie now has an anxious wait to find out whether she's through to the talent show final. In Tony Pandy, Claire's determined her health won't prevent her from carrying on working as a part-time piano tuner. To get work, she's prepared to travel all over the country.
I don't just work in this area. I work down in Weymouth occasionally. I work up around the Gloucester area occasionally. It's a combination of reasons why I go away to work. Firstly, there are quite a few piano tuners in South Wales, so there's not a lot of pianos to spread around.
Claire often goes away for up to a week at a time. And partner Malcolm has bought a motorhome so he can accompany her on her trips.
Well, basically, yeah. Well, I got the motorhome about 18 months ago.
And we stay in that while we're away. Just makes life easier for me with all the supplies that I need to take. And we enjoy it, don't we? It's not just when I'm working away, we go away for the odd weekend, the odd holiday.
Yeah, it's turned out to be a good investment.
And I just enjoy going away.
Coming up, Rachel might have found a job and a way to pay the rent.
I'm excited, but at the same time nervous, because obviously my depression, anxiety, and because I haven't worked that so long.
Claire and Malcolm hit the road in their motorhome.
Oh, I love my job, yeah, really do. And I still enjoy it like I did when I started.
And Lizzie finds out whether she's made the singing competition final. In Rhyl, mum of 5 Rachel says she's struggling to pay the rent after losing £11,000 a year of her benefits. But she might have a financial lifeline. A new takeaway in town is advertising for staff, and she's handed in her CV.
I saw a sign saying about they're looking for part-time and full-time job people to work in the shop.
But after a decade on benefits, Rachel's worried about the prospect of going back to work.
The last time I worked was actually 2006 up in Norfolk, as that's where I used to live before I came to Rhyl. I'm excited, but at the same time nervous, because obviously my depression, anxiety, and because I haven't worked that so long in a few years as well.
While Rachel waits to find out if her application has been successful, back in Port Talbot, the wait is over for Dawn and Lizzie. Today, they find out if Lizzie made it through to the talent show finals. And the results are in.
She didn't get through, which wasn't a surprise because she was nervous as hell, I could tell. So she did okay.
It's a disappointing result.
Do I have to cuddle you?
Yeah.
Love you.
But Lizzie's determined to carry on with her singing. For Dawn, after years of putting her kids first, she's decided to look to her own future. She's enrolled on a humanities degree at Swansea University.
It's a part-time degree.
Even though she's on benefits, she still has to pay the course fees, so she's taken out a student loan.
Uni can be expensive, but even I can get help in the sense you get loans and then when you're working, after you pass your degree, you pay so much back.
Studying part-time means Dawn still gets plenty of time with her girls.
Yeah.
Although it will be 6 years until she graduates.
I should have done this when I was younger, but I got married and had children. Yeah, this is for me to have the qualifications to get a decent job, not shelf filling or cleaning. I want a career, basically.
In Rhyl, Rachel's had some good news. After applying for a job at a local takeaway, they've taken her on a trial basis.
Hoping to start this job on Tuesday for the training. I've been in touch with the lady who's employing me.
But Rachel's keen to make sure taking the job means she doesn't lose all her benefits.
Because it's part-time, she's said I can work as many hours as I want, so I'm hoping to start with 16 hours and hopefully I fall into the criteria, because I'm a single parent, that I would actually get working tax credits, but I need to look into it.
As a single mom, her biggest concern is who's going to look after the kids when she's out at work.
No. I should be better off if I'm working part-time. But obviously it's then childcare. If my friends and my cousin can't do it, then I would have to look for a babysitter.
Claire and partner Malcolm have travelled 140 miles from their home in Tonypandy to Weymouth in Dorset. They've come here so Claire can visit some of her regular piano tuning clients.
I've been working in this area for a good 18, 19 years now. I come down every 2 or 3 months. And I just enjoy coming down to this area. It's a change of scenery. You know, pays the bills, keeps me busy, keeps me out of trouble.
Tonight, Claire and Malcolm are settling in for their week's stay.
Probably doesn't look very appetising, leftover fried chicken.
As you can see, making the dinner is a bit of a joint effort. Have I got to wipe these dishes as well? Claire takes over, now she does the wiping.
Next morning, Claire's off to tune her first piano of the week. Her benefits help fund her car, which is essential for her job.
Today I've got 2 clients to see.
She's come to the house of one of her clients.
Sounds a bit better.
Despite Claire's health problems, she's determined to keep working and not live entirely on benefits.
I'd probably be quite within my rights to sit on my bum all day and do nothing. Sit at home watching TV all day, but that's just not who I am. I choose to come out to work. I choose to come out and meet people. Oh, I love my job, yeah, really do. And I still enjoy it like I did when I started.